This is tough, Jenna, because I'm not very confident that either team will exceed the expectations. And I would love to say Jacksonville. Despite what Nick Wright may say or think, I like Trevor Lawrence. Nothing to do with his neck, but I like Trevor Lawrence and his ability. I think that they've done a good job in the offseason of putting things around him. Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Travis Etienne will be back. Doug Peterson, obviously there's an upgrade on the coaching staff. So they've done the right things this offseason. But despite all that, I'm going to say the Raiders, and I know that's shocking because most people, they are obviously in the toughest division in the league, the AFC West. Most people have them as the worst team in that division. We know that Kansas City and Denver with Mr. Unlimited are the class of the division. But I'm going to say this, Nick, more likely, I'm going to give the Raiders a good shot at finishing third ahead of the Chargers. All right? And the defense should be improved with Chandler Jones. I know you like the Chargers and their Madden-like play calls on fourth down. Whatever. All right? This is not a video game. I think the Raiders got a chance. Love the receiving core. All right, Hunter Renfrow, obviously, Darren Waller, and now you add Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. I think Josh McDaniels will be better his second time around as a coach. So I'm going to say the Raiders could finish third. I'm giving them the better shot at exceeding their expectations, Nick, over your Jaguars. I know you're high on them.
Well, listen, I actually agree the Raiders could finish third, but that's not because they'd be finishing ahead of the Chargers. It's because the Broncos could very well finish last in that division. But the Raiders' ceiling is, of course, third place in the division. And the Jaguars, on the other hand, are the correct answer for obvious reasons. They massively upgraded at the two most important positions in the sport. They massively upgraded at quarterback. How? Well, because year two, star quarterbacks is when the ascension happens, and they massively upgraded at coach, going from Urban Meyer, who is an outstanding, one of the greatest college coaches ever, and had one of the most inglorious professional tenures ever. Doug Peterson is not a perfect coach, but he knows how to get the most out of his quarterbacks, put them in the best position to succeed, and he did outfox one Bill Belichick in a Super Bowl not that long ago. Hey, Wilds, that wasn't a bubble year either, so I know you know how the calendar works on that one. It was just a few years ago that Doug Peterson outdueled Bill Belichick's amazing defense. I think Nick Foles hung 40 points on him. Outdueled, he did. But the other reason I like the Jags' chances is you guys know I'm a big strength of schedule guy this time of year in particular. And let's show both of the schedules. Can we show the Jags first, if we may? The Jags, of course, they have 2 games against the Texans, but they also get Washington, the Giants, Detroit, the Jets. That's 6 wins. The expectations are 6.5. So in the other 11 games, could the Jags go 1-10? Sure. 2-9, you betcha. 3-8, now we're talking. Hold on. Wait a second there. 4-6. Wait, 4 wins of the other 10, or 4-7 it would be, and then 6. Wait, could this be a 10-win Jags team? Maybe. You know what, Wilds?
No.
I'm calling it.
Why
I'm calling it.
About?
The Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville.
You're predicting that.
I am predicting the following. The Jacksonville Jaguars finish the season above 500. That's my call. So I think the Jags and Raiders might win around the same amount of games. So, no, I said they could get to 10, and then 9-8. Well, you want to argue? You want to parse this, Wilds? No, your microphone's not out. We can hear you, you doofus. Wild, just so you know, whatever you think you just plugged in. No, okay, God, Wilds is a mess. Somebody go help Wilds. I'll go to you, Brew, because Wilds had his microphone plugged in and then unplugged his earpiece because the guy's not that bright. Brew. You're a bright man. You like Trevor Lawrence. Why can't they win 9 games with that schedule? Why can't they?
Look, I don't see them jumping. Was it 3 wins last year to 9 wins? And look, I like Trevor, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Loved him. Who wouldn't love him in college, all right? And I know, according to you, he was outstanding in high school, and he certainly was.
Not according to me.
And I'm not going to blame him. I'm not going to, right, according to everybody, he was. I'm not going to blame him for what happened last year, because obviously it was just dysfunction all around. So it's not his fault. But, Nick, you got to admit, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. I didn't see the steady improvement during the season. It wasn't great. And you like to see at least some steady improvement, last 3 or 4 games. Oh, he really was delivering. He wasn't. And again, I'm not ready to jump off the Trevor bandwagon. I've said I'd take him over Wilds' guy, Mac Jones. But I don't see yet him jumping to 9 wins. You're right, the schedule's easier. No question about it. I mean, they got a fairly light schedule. That division isn't nearly as tough as AFC West. But 9 wins, no way. No way, Wilds. Not 9.
Go ahead, Wilds.
Okay. First of all, I need to apologize to the audience. Yeah, no, well, I did it slightly on accident, slightly out of self-preservation. When you have a take so bad, I said, you know what, I can't listen to this. Unfortunately, the audience sometimes doesn't have the choice, and they stick with your takes just to get to mine. So I appreciate you sticking through Nick's take that the Jaguars are going to be exceed expectations, might get 10 wins, and if might get 10, he might get 11. But then we'll finish above 500. Meanwhile, because of the ascendance of a second-year QB, all the second-year QBs are going to be great except Mac Jones, according to Nick Wright. Trey Lance, big jump for Trey Lance. Justin Fields going to have a big jump. Davis Mills going to have a big jump. Watch out for Zach Wilson. But when it comes to Mac Jones, he's the outlier. That being said,
it's not a Patriot segment.
I want to talk about the Raiders. Here's the thing. Oh, who's the coach of the Raiders? Oh, coach of the Patriots? Looks like it is a Patriot segment.
Oh,
I think Derek Carr was slept on last year, not only for his play, but also for his leadership. And we know that the Jags had some tough situation with their coaching. The Raiders are dealing with real tragedy and a coaching issue. And Derek Carr really stepped up and led that team and played well. And when you look at how many yards he had, I think he was top 5 in yards. He had more yards than Josh Allen. So granted, I think Josh Allen's statistics were a little skewed by the snow game, blizzard game, as were Mac Jones. But it's a lot. So here's the other thing. Also sacked a ton. Now, Joe Burrow got sacked a ton and ended up going to the Super Bowl. But I think this is something, Nick, that Josh McDaniels is going to focus on. One, just sort of like getting that offensive line a little bit better. Pro Football Focus has him as ranked 29th, so not great. But I think Josh McDaniels is also going to scheme some sacks away from Derek Carr. And then you got Mr. Devontae Adams, so you add the best wide receiver in the league. You got a great offensive head coach, and you got a continued improvement from Derek Carr. I think the Raiders are going to have a bigger room for improvement than Jacksonville, even though Jacksonville has only a handful of wins.
All right, so here's my concern for the Raiders. What they do best is passing, and they have the worst quarterback in their own division. Derek Carr might be the 11th best quarterback in football, but it still probably makes him the worst quarterback in his own division. What it matters is this.
But all going to quarterbacks are great. Like it's still good. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, but if you are competing
he doesn't have to be the best quarterback on the field to win. You know that, Nick.
No, but that's the problem is I think in the divisional games he probably does. I don't think the Raiders are going to beat you 17-13. I don't think they have the personnel to beat you with great defense. And as far as the running game, you mentioned Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs played last night. That's not a great sign if your alleged first-string running back is playing in the Hall of Fame game. So I think their path to victory is going to be throwing the football, and I think they are going to have, at best, the third most potent passing attack in their own division, and maybe the worst. Now, the other problem for the Raiders is this. Wilds got crap from Dolphins Twitter the other day for saying they might start 0-5. Well, listen, I love the good people of Las Vegas, but can we show the Raiders' schedule? I'm not going to say they're going to start 0-5. I like Vegas too much. But look at the schedule, if we can throw it up there. Is 1-4, not only is it not out of the question, is it likely? I think 1-4 could be likely there. You're underdogs 3 of those 5 games with road games. Your 2 home games are the Cardinals and the Broncos. Those games will be close to pick'ems. It'll probably be Raiders by 3.5 or Raiders by 4. So I guess not that close to pick'ems when I think about it. They'll be, a little, 3.5 point favorites against Cardinals, 3 point favorites against the Broncos, maybe 2.5. Like 1-4 to that start. And then look at the right-hand column, the end of the season. 1 cupcake game in there, week 15 at home against the Patriots. Aside from that, you have 5 difficult games. And so I just think that schedule, you could have a Raiders team that is better than the one we saw last year and wins 8 games.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.